What's up, fam? Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there. Today we're taking a look at a pretty special knife from a small company, from a father and son duo. This is the, and forgive me if I mispronounced it, but I'm assuming it's pronounced Tuch. This is the Tuch Knives Klick. So you get a slip box. Inside the box, you got a little card. Tells you a little bit about them. You know, it's family run, founded in 2004. You know, his sons became passionate with it in 2014, and they've been doing this ever since. So really awesome stuff there, and a really cool, very small knife. Now this is again a small knife. We're talking about a 6.4 inch knife, so under 6.5 inches. But this knife has a party trick. Most of you probably have already seen it if you're watching this video, but I am going to go over everything with you. So again, some specs: 2.7 inch blade. Cutting edge is a little bit less than that. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. 6.4 overall and 3 ounces. This is a manufactured through Best Tech knife. So, you know, fit, finish, action is phenomenal. So this thing just absolutely is a dream to fidget with, and just it works really, really well. Now, price tag on these things, you are looking at $404. So at first glance, it's like, oh my goodness, that's a considerable amount of money for what you're dealing with, but you are looking at MagnaCut and titanium, and then it does have, like I said, it does have a party trick. So you see there, it's been manipulated as a manual knife, but if you just take and slide the frame over a little bit, the scale, you can see that there. You can see it move down there at the bottom, see it move up here at the top, and then it becomes a auto. So really cool. Now this isn't a new thing. These have been around. This kind of stuff has been around. ProTech has one. They call it the Magic. So it's a similar situation where it is a dual action stuff has been around for a little bit. But this one's pretty special. Like I said, especially since it is a father-son duo, and then like I said, I think how it's done is even better, just because of how it still drops down. And then it's much easier. You're not messing with that spring the entire time. So I do like that. Let's go ahead and jump into the close-ups of this knife. We'll talk about what I would change about it as we go through. So a nice blasted finish. We are looking at T6 hardware, T8 hardware. There's not a whole lot to talk about on this side. It's just holding on that scale. So that scale is what opens up, and we'll go ahead and... But that scale is what moves there. So that's what allows you to to fire the knife. So you can see it from this side here as well. So really cool. Knife is perfectly centered. We'll go ahead and bring it around, and it does have a full length backspacer. We have a stylized pocket clip. Works pretty well. It's a little stiff, but it does work well. There you have the Tuch Knives logo, and that is really awesome. I love their logo. Frame lock, again, T6 and T8s. There you have their signature there on the blade. And here you have a really kind of small clip point blade, almost a trailing point. No, it's just a clip point. There is their patent on that. Of course, it is MagnaCut. And here we see the first kind of thing that really kind of sets me off on this knife is there isn't a plunge grind per se. It's like the blade, I mean, the sharpening should come all the way back to here, and it just doesn't. And that is, unfortunately, that's disappointing to me. I would like to see that substantially changed. But that is the only real critique I have of the knife in general. I would like, of course, would like a little bit larger version. But outside of that right there, I wouldn't change anything about this specific knife because it's designed to be a smaller knife. I would like to see them make a larger version eventually. But I think this is awesome. I really enjoy the knife in general. It actually, for being such a small knife, it does feel good in the hand. It's kind of a 3.5 finger knife. My pinky almost fits on it, but because of how they have the bottom of the knife designed here, so my hand ends up wrapping around it on the bottom, and it fits in my hand pretty well. And if I readjust my grip, I can actually get my pinky up on there and then get a more stable grip as well. So if I need to be kind of really bearing down on the knife, I can do that. It's very comfortable. I don't feel the pocket clip at all, at least in my hand. It's a nice slicey blades. It is a flat grind. It's actually a fairly thick blade stock for this size of knife, but the behind the edge thickness is actually quite impressive. Again, I just wish they would sharpen the entire knife or the entire blade there, or just do a better job with that plunge grind. And I, I've kind of fought that to Best Tech on that, because that was that's their them making the knife. So I would really like to see them change that, and hopefully, I don't know if this is like an early production version or what, but maybe that's something they have changed in future designs or in future variations of the knife. But yeah, as far as everything else is concerned, I really do enjoy the knife. I think it's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and check out our hardware here. So again, it is it is only T6 hardware. So it is all T6 hardware, including the pivot. So the pivot was actually a little loose on that. I'm going to tighten that up here. All the hardware seems to be done well. I can't check that particular one. And then, yeah, so that's not too shabby. All right, so make sure that's nice and tight. Check it again. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, everything is good. I was actually kind of surprised that that blade was still centered as loose as that pivot was. I'm going to see if it'll allow me to crank that down. See if that messes with the action at all. Yeah, let me just back it off just a hair. There we go. So yeah, again, really interesting knife, and really happy to see a father-son duo doing a killer job. So anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think out there in comment land. I know this knife has kind of been polarizing, and I assume it to be no different in the comments. So let me know what y'all think. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Take care.